could this be the most forgiving golf club for off the tee and into par 4s and 5s you've ever seen? Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. I'm so excited to bring you this because I've had this for quite some time now and I've kept looking at it thinking, you know what, I'm not entirely sure it would be for me. I'm not entirely sure who it would be for. Then I've looked into it in more depth. And this looks like it could be a mega forgiving hybrid for you guys who want something that's just a little bit easier to hit that 200, 220, maybe up to 230 yard mark. So we're going to test it today out here on the golf course. We're also going to test it in the studio. Spoiler alert, I've already done that. It's a little bit mind-blowing, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But this is one of the tighter par 4s you will come across here in the UK. It's the third hole at Waterfront Golf Club and it's literally 350 yards. You need to hit the fairway, but the fairway is really, really narrow, so you can't afford to kind of have that toey one that works to the left. You can't afford to leave one out to the right. And if you look at this club, I think shelf appeal wise, it's as good as anything. We've got adjustable loft on there. We've got that Core-Tech chamber. We've got a little bit of back weighting just to shift MOI back to make it that little bit more forgiving. We're ticking all those boxes for you guys who want mega forgiveness. So without any further ado, let's hit a couple just off the deck here and let's see just how it performs, because looking down at it as well, it looks really nice. And that felt incredible. I'm not a hybrid kind of player, to be brutally honest with you. That's straight down the middle of the fairway, a lovely big high fade. And one of the things that I'm a little bit relieved with here is that if we do look at this, there's a little bit of offset on there. So for people who miss the ball to the left, that's going to be awful. But for people who miss the ball to the right, this could be a lovely saviour for you. But it hasn't overworked the ball to the left. The ball's actually slightly above my feet here as well. So the fact that I've managed to hit one down the fairway with a little bit of a fade is again ticking those boxes for me, if not you guys who want that amount of forgiveness. The one thing that would worry me is potentially how versatile is it? Can I play low shots? Can I play draws and fades? But for a club that you're going to go to when you're having your bad day, it's a carbon copy again. The key to good golf is consistency, and the key to consistency is having a club that you're comfortable with. All the C's here, but realistically, this blew my mind in the studio when we did the numbers. And we're going to cut to when I said, if this works outside, this could be the best golf club I've tested this year. If this honestly performs anything like outside, we all need to be trying it. Great editing, Bobby, there, by the way, but it really is starting to blow my mind even more. So can we play a little low one here now? And can we play it even in my bag? Not exactly low, but it's another one in the fairway. Let's go and see where they've finished distance-wise and dispersion-wise. Then let's jump in the studio. Let's see just how good this Mizuno, I've not even said what it's called, have I? Mizuno ST Max 230 hybrid. How good is it? I think it might be. I almost owe Mizuno an apology here because I've not, the Mizuno stuff's coming, guys. If you're a big Mizuno fan and you want to see the new irons, you want to see the new woods, it's coming and it's probably better than most. So as you can see, guys, the first two are mega close together, both in front to back dispersion and side to side dispersion. The third one, which was just down the right hand side of the fairway, exactly the same distance as one of the first two. And let's be fair, there's 3 yards in that front to back dispersion. That's exactly what I'm looking for if I'm indeed looking for a forgiving golf club 4 off the tee. How far does it go? Does it go straight? Does it feel and sound good? Tick, tick, tick. So going from one of the tightest tee shots you're ever going to see to a 220 yard par 3 uphill into the wind. Not my idea of fun golf, but this is exactly why you may have a club like this in the bag. Can we get there with this? I think I'm going to have to really catch all of it. I'm going to try and turn it over. This is where that offset may well help me quite a bit. So we'll aim up the right side, try and draw it in a bit. I mentioned versatility earlier. And that felt absolutely incredible, I'm not going to lie. That's up there as well, did you see that? Tell me you got the zoom, Bobby. Tell me you got the zoom. I've never hit a shot this good on this hole, ever. I don't know if Bobby's playing his cards close to his chest, so we'll stick with it. But can we do it again? Versatility, consistency. It's the same again. That's all over it, isn't it? Imagine holding one of these. Mizuno, I am so so sorry. This could be the most apologetic I've ever been. I don't really do sorries. I'm hitting another one just out of pure enjoyment. I'm going to say, if you're in the market for a forgiving hybrid this year, this is probably the one to go and try, because it's doing everything I want it to do. Everything. I don't think I've ever hit this green. And that's a miss hit. And that's going to catch the right side. Let's see what it's like out of the rough into a par 5, because if it starts to do that right, I just... So we were quite heavily debating there whether or not this was enough club. This is obviously a 19 degrees, so it's like a 2 hybrid, quite strong lofted, but the fact that the CG's so far back, I was really worried it would just balloon up into the air. But you can see there that I've not really played a stinger or a mega low shot, but I played a really nice powerful ball flight. So that's what I worry about. Whenever I talk about forgiving hybrids, I generally just have to concede that it's not going to be the most versatile, the most fun, the sexiest of ball flights. 2 out of 3 there, honestly, I'm eating my words there. Have they made the perfect one? And has anybody tried it? Don't know. Can we have a word, Bobby? I'm not sure I've ever parred this, never mind got a 2. Wow. Wow. So a terrible bounce off the final shot, which I wasn't aware about, but Bobby told me about. And you can see here just how, when you use a hybrid and you hit even a nice kind of mid-flight shot, not a high floaty one, not a low penetrating one. This is pitched here and finished there. Part of me is thinking, has that like, because we saw it bounce, didn't we? Has it hit the flag and come back? I don't think it probably has. I think it's just got some nice stopping power to it. You can see that that one's done the same. That was the first shot we hit. That's obviously gone a little bit further. But as we've said, the fact that I'm really making probably 2 pretty simple pars, the chance of a birdie, and that's a par. So when it comes to numbers for this Mizuno ST Max hybrid, the first thing I want to say is it looks absolutely gorgeous, both for shelf appeal with that Cortex chamber. That look, the blue thing poking out looks really, really futuristic, Bobby, would you say? It reminds me of, what's the Wesley Snipes film? No, he freezes and comes back. Got no idea why it does, but it really does remind me of that. Anyway, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. That was the saying, and then anyway. Right, but looking down at it as well, yeah, it's got loads of offset, but if you miss it to the right, I honestly think this could be the perfect club for you. And I always start thinking now about my dad, because my dad would have loved something like this. He always hit his hybrids to the right. So whenever I see something like this now, I think, oh, you know what, would have loved it. But anyway, so it might go a little bit left on me this, but we've got a 19 degree and we'd hope around 220-ish. And you look at that, that's just a nice little buttery fade, to be honest. It's not what I anticipated whatsoever. And it's a 214-yard shot, finishing at 230. And the big thing I can say about that is I've been testing some driving irons today, and that was so easy compared to it. So if you want to make golf a little bit easier for yourself, obviously we're testing this outside as well, but the fact that I can stand here and really, I mean, I'm talking to you mid-swing, I'm not even concentrating on what I'm doing. If I try and do that usually, I make a right mess up of it. 212, running up to 220 again. So consistency-wise, we're getting a 140 ball speed, we're getting plenty of spin at around 4,500, which is what I would expect for a club like this, where the mass is pushed backwards to help with forgiveness. And that Cortex chamber is probably helping, if I do have a little slip up and strike it somewhere on the face, helping maintain that ball speed. See, that one felt toey, and I think that's going to go longer because it's going to drop the spin off it. That's going to carry it 227 yards, 240 yards total, and the spin has dropped to 3,500. So you can start to see how this club really can perform if you want it to. Well, obviously we want it to, but it can really start to... I think this is going to be overlooked, and it shouldn't be overlooked. I don't know what I've said outside yet because we haven't done that. You've seen I had it in the wrapper earlier on. But if this performs half as good on the golf course, that is awful. I've hit that there. If this honestly performs anything like outside, we all need to be trying it. Because I'm not even a hybrid person. I'm not going to lie. Not in cars, not in golf clubs. I'm not a middle of the run. I don't sit on the fence. It's either a V8 or a full electric, isn't it, Bobby? A couple more. How far can it go if we really... I mean, I've hit that bad again. That's toey as well. And that's banging that target we've been aiming at. Excellent. No, we don't even get it. Must have turned the feedback off. But guys, let's jump back outside. Let's see how this does perform out of the rough, because it could potentially be the club no one's talking about, but everyone should be talking about. It's just easy. So easy. I duffed that. Duffed it. Wow. Okay, so we've somehow hit a drive down the right-hand side of this par 5. We're in the rough, and that's lying as we've hit it. I have just thrown it there, Robbie, haven't I? Because I wanted to get one, there we go, 222 yards with the Milesy PF1. The reason being, when I hit a good one inside, 220 yards is what we're getting. So can we put that into practice out here on the golf course where it counts, and we get one shot and one shot only? Because again, I'm starting to do this more and more towards the end of my reviews. How good is it under a little bit of pressure? Because some clubs do really, really well, and others prove that probably not the club for me. So it's not lying too bad. It's a little bit thick and a little bit uneven. A left-hand flag, can we channel the same kind of shot that we had on the par 3? I've hit that really good, it's just a little bit left. Is it going to be greenside bunker? It's moving a bit too much. I'd say that's up there flag high, but it has missed the bunker to the left. It was a little bit out the toe, and the offset has gone round a little bit more than maybe I would have liked. I'm still going to take that on a par 5, to be honest. If we spoke tour averages from this distance, I won't say I'm far away, and that's something a lot of people probably need to get their heads around. Average is good from over 200 yards. Guys, thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button. Would you have this in the bag? To be honest, I very rarely do this, but I might keep it in for a little bit after this review, because it's making it so easy from this distance, and that to me makes sense. It doesn't happen for me a lot.